Hey guys, what's up? It's Gabe with LifeMission Kids, and it's good to be with you. And if you look around us, it kind of looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Hey, I am hanging out in our Squad 45 room, and I just wanted to connect with you guys today and do it a little bit different. We've been talking this whole month about wisdom, and as we've been talking about, there's lots of different ways that we can ask God for wisdom. You know, we have the memory verse for this month. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. You know, and I've been thinking about it, like, wow, wisdom. We talked about that in a lot of different ways. We've talked about that, how you can obey someone, but yet do you honor them at the same time? Is that very wise? What about our words? You know, I said I know karate, but my actions don't show it. And how wise is that? And also we've learned about how we can give our wisdom to others and how it's amazing, but how God prepares us by putting us in a position that we then can accomplish His purpose. You know, when it comes to wisdom, and we refer back to the verse, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God and He'll give generously. Now, a few weeks ago, we used the example of giving and receiving. And we used the examples of the Chiefs. Go Chiefs, come on, Super Bowl champs. Well, if a receiver's running down the field, he has to receive the ball. And if he doesn't receive it, it just drops. And it's the same thing with wisdom. I mean, it's something that we need to receive and grab a hold of. Let me ask you this. Have you ever done a chalk drawing? I've seen a lot of them walking around the neighborhoods and that. Have you ever done one of those? Or have you ever made a snowman? Or what about a sandcastle? Right? Like, and you've spent a lot of time making those. And they've really, man, you're like, hey, come here and look at this. This is awesome. Well, what happens? Unfortunately, they don't last. They look good, but it'll rain and the chalk drawing goes away. The snowman, the snow will melt, and the sandcastle, the tide will come in or something like that will take that out. Those can look good and they can take a lot of time, but they won't last. I've been guilty of doing some things that I thought maybe helped me look good or helped me be in a better position, and it doesn't last. But if we can have wisdom and we can apply it to our life, that's something that can last forever. Or like my friend said,
forever, 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 forever.
how many of you have someone or something that you know definitely is true? Now, for me, I would say 1 plus 1 is what? It equals 2, right? I mean, you could probably tell me, let's see, why do I know what that is? Who taught you that? Where were you when you learned that? When was it? And what did they do to show you that, right? So if I go to you right now, okay, Cindy, if I go to you and I say, hey, 1 plus 1 equals 3. What would you say? You'd be like, no, I don't think so. No, I've learned this, and here's why, and what I've done, and here's who taught me, and when they taught me, and everything else. Well, you know, we could do that same thing, and I know it seems kind of silly because y'all know what 1 plus 1 is, but, you know, we can have that same trust in God. We can have that same trust in Jesus because we know that He is not like us, where we have sinned and we've done wrong and we want to do our own selfish things. You know, trust is something that, let me show you, where if I lean back against this couch, I trust that this couch is going to hold me. See, look, no, hold on, I'll be right back. Look, so like I come back here and I just sat down here. I didn't have any thoughts about it, didn't have anything to do. I just trusted that the couch was going to keep me up. Well, we can have trust in God the same way that we don't even know. We don't even have to know and say, well, hold on. Now the couch has 4 legs on it. It's made out of soft material. Okay, I think I'm going to be okay. See, trust is something that we can have because of the faith that we've been given. Let me tell you this way. Trust is believing in the promises of God. Trust is knowing that God is faithful. How many of you have seen your parents or your grandparents or someone talk to you about how you were in a situation or something was going on and you didn't know how it would work or what would happen, but then this happened or this was provided for? I know that for me, I've definitely been in that situation where everything looks like, okay, if you add all this up, 1 plus 1, well, it's not going to equal 2. No. But we have a trust in God to where we know that we can lean on him. We know that, hey, I might not be what I think. And just like our verse we had of trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding, in all your ways, I'll get back to that one, acknowledge him and he will direct your steps. Now, what does that have to do with wisdom? Well, one of the wisest things we can do is trust God. I mean, if we talk about wisdom in that, but yet we don't have trust in God, that's one of the best things that we could do to be wise. You know, trust is having confidence or security. See, when we trust God, we know that he will be with us and we can trust in his promises every day. Now, I know I've talked a lot and I want to end it with this, and here's what I want you to do. I want everyone to get a piece of paper. Get a marker, crayon, something. Your mom, dad, cousin, Ray, hey cousin, brother, sister, mom, dad, cousin, I think I said that, right? Grandma, hey, they could be a part of this, okay? But what I want you to do is get this piece of paper and just write down stuff that you trust in. Like, for example, I trust that this hat's gonna fit on my head. And I trust that my shoes are gonna fit me. And that my socks are gonna fit me. And that my pants, now I'm not growing, but my pants will fit me. See, there's lots of different things that we know that we trust. Like, I trust that when I go to the faucet and turn it on, I'm gonna have water. I trust that when I get a drink, I'll be refreshed. I'll drink at it. I trust that when I play against Josh or Peter or Justice in either Madden or 2K, I know I'm going to beat them. Oh, okay. Well, no. Sorry. But what I'm saying is that there's lots of things that we know we can trust in. Okay, so write all those down on a piece of paper of things that you trust in. Okay. Now, on the other side of the paper, I want you to write down, maybe there's some things you don't trust in, or if you don't trust in them, you're kind of like, I guess I'll trust in that. Hey, I'm guilty of that right now. I wish I could sit here in front of you and say, man, I don't have anything that I don't have trust in, and I got it all together, and look at me. Unfortunately, no. And that's why we every day have to go to God. That's why every day we need to realize that we can trust in him. We can lean not on our own understanding. You know, because if I leaned on my understanding, I don't know if I'd be with you today right now. I don't know if I would be even here and with people and where I'm at, because my understanding would say, no, that ain't gonna work. Either I'm not smart enough, or my background's not like this, or because of that happened, or because of this. My understanding says there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that. When we can look at that list and we have so many things that we trust in, and then we have things that we want to work on to trust in, that it's okay to have some on here that there are things that you want to work on to trust in. Let's go back to our other verse. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. And he will look really detailed at what you need trust in, and you need some wisdom how to do that, and he'll go, I don't know about that. That's not what it says, does it? It says if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, and he will give generously without fault to those who ask. And it's okay to be specific, and I encourage you to do that. Be specific in your prayers. Be specific when you're like, Lord, I want to trust you in how things are going with my family. I want to trust you, God, in my mom and dad and their relationship. I want to trust you in that I'll be able to see my friends again. I haven't seen them for such a long time. I want to trust you, God, that I won't be worried about being sick. I want to trust you, God, that I won't be worried about if we might move or where we go. Lord, I want to trust you. So remember, let's look back on what we talked about this month. Let's look back on our verse and remember, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God. And I'll do this. I know that there's areas that I lack wisdom, and I want to ask God. So join me in prayer. Lord, I thank you so much for every young man and young woman that's watching this. Lord, it might be a little bit different as we look back on things, but Lord, I just pray that we will take a moment, any mom, dad, brothers, sisters, grandmas that are being a part of this, watching this, that we know that we can safely come to you and ask for wisdom in any area of our life. Lord, that we can have that wisdom and know that we can trust in you. Lord, our own understanding says, hey, we probably shouldn't trust in you because of this and that, but Lord, we can stand firm in you. Lord, right now I pray for a young man or a young lady who's watching this, who's worried about a loved one who's sick. Lord, I trust in you. I trust you, Lord, that you are a loving, healing God. I trust in you, Lord, that you have plans for us and things that we don't understand. So, Lord, I pray for that person that's seeing this. Lord, I pray that there's somebody here that maybe is wondering what's going on with mom and dad and work and their job, or I want to see my friends. Lord, I pray that we will stop and trust you. We will lean not on our own understanding. Lord, that we can know that we can have your wisdom that you give us in all situations. Guys, I love you. I absolutely miss you. And please tell mom and dad, if we can do anything for you, have them get in touch with me, like on social media, email, phone call, all that stuff. And, we're going to be back before you know it. And when we do, I can't wait. Love you guys. Bye.